So hello and welcome back to Deppresso Plays Go Go Nippon Panty Panty Fong 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 blah 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 blah. Um, so what are we going to be doing this time? This time we're going to be, I don't know, most likely we're going to be going to the last place in this region. Last place in Kyoto. What kind of temple is it this time? Oh my, we're not going to a temple. Really? Then where are we? And then it shifts over. This is like a traditional kind of street. Ta-da, this is Kyoto's premier entertainment district, Gion. Wow, but the buildings still have an older, refined feeling to them. Yeah, they do. They look kind of wooden. I'm going to click the little button in the bottom right that says show photo. Wow. Yeah, this place is really, really cool as well. I'm definitely going to link you to the Gion in the description. It's a pretty cool place. So, the town of Gion is the gateway to Yasaka Shrine. It's basically a town that sprang up along the road to the shrine. I'm noticing a trend in this game. Like, every place that has a shrine basically has a town that was built around the shrine. I think that's probably true of most of Japan, that the shrines came first, and then the rest of it was sprung up around it. Like, if you remember the episode that we covered Shitamachi, Shitamachi was essentially like a big temple, and then they built other kind of temples next to it which had stores, brothels, hotels, pubs, kind of bars and places like that, and then it all kind of built up around it. So I'm guessing that that's how Japan was built on these temples and catering to the people who went on pilgrimages between temples. Pilgrimage is just like going on a trip basically, like a religious journey. Both physical and kind of mentally, like a mental journey and a physical journey between the temples. And because when you're traveling between the temples, you're going to need an inn to like sleep in, you're going to need food, you're going to need drink, you're going to need all kinds of stuff. And that's how these towns were built up. So it's basically a town that sprang up along the shrine. The name Gion comes from the fact that Yasaka Shrine was once known as the Gion Shrine. Okay, I see. So is there something on this street? And Aki-chan's like, what? Well, it's certainly a very beautiful street and it has a refined atmosphere, but isn't there like a famous building or... Yeah, there's nothing like that here. But in its place... Ah, look, there, walking toward us. Walking? Uh-oh. There's a woman walking towards us. Tiny red lips on a face made up in white. It's such a beauty. Ah, it's a high-class geisha. Sort of, but geisha is only for Tokyo. In Kyoto, they are called gaiko. Gaiko. Yes, and young apprentice gaiko are known as maiko. Let's get Google Translate to say gaiko for us. Gaiko. Say it.
Genyi.
Genyi?
Genyi.
Is it really Genyi? It's not gaiko? It looks like gaiko and meiko. And what's meiko?
Maiko.
Maiko. So it is maiko. But Geiko is
Genyi.
Genyi. So what about geisha?
Geisha.
Geisha is just geisha. Okay. It's kind of weird, but like when you type in geisha into Google Translate, it comes up as a professional, expert, or prostitute. I didn't think a geisha was a prostitute. I was pretty much sure that they were just entertainers. Maybe I need to know a little bit more about these kind of things. I thought they were just like, you know how we're at the maid cafes, and the maid cafes, they were able to like play games with you, they would talk to you, they would act interested in what you had to say, maybe hear about your day, and you would be entertained by them. You would be kind of like, they would be like a hostess, and they would like talk to you about things and stuff, and play games, serve you food. I thought that's what a geisha was. Except a geisha's like company was the company of like a young woman. I don't know. Were geishas actually prostitutes? Okay, I'm looking up right now. So traditional Japan embraced sexual delights. It is not a Shinto taboo, and men were not constrained to be faithful to their wives. The ideal wife was a modest mother and manager of the home. By Confucian custom, which is obviously the customs of Confucius, love had secondary importance. For sexual enjoyment and romantic attachment, men did not go to their wives, but to courtesans. Courtesans, again, is a type of like a prostitute. Walled-in pleasure quarters, known as yukaku, were built in the 16th century, and in 1617 the shogunate designated pleasure quarters outside of which prostitution would be illegal, and within which yujo, play women, would be classified and licensed. So they had like areas with licensed prostitutes, outside of which blah 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 blah. The highest yujo class was the geisha predecessor, called oiran, a combination of actress and prostitute, originally playing on stages set in the dry Kamo riverbed in Kyoto. They performed erotic dances and skits. Skits is like a kind of like comedy, like I don't know, play, like a short play. And this new art was dubbed kabuku, meaning to be wild and outrageous. The dances were called kabuki, and this was the beginning of kabuki theatre. Okay, so that's just a short little snippet from the Wikipedia page on geishas. So apparently they were prostitutes. They were like a high-class prostitute from the areas that were designated by the shogunate as pleasure like quarters. So it's like you would set up an area as a pleasure quarter and say any prostitution outside of here is illegal. If you want to have prostitutes, you have to have them in this area. So it's probably areas that weren't close to schools or weren't close to like where small children were and that kind of thing. I don't know. Like I'm kind of just blethering shit. But yeah, so geishas actually did have sex for money. I didn't know that. I really did not know that. She looks young, so she's probably a Maiko. She just turned to us and bowed. She's so cute. So we don't actually get to see them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a geisha, and I'm going to have a geisha in here. I'm going to write here, draw a geisha for the Geico episode, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw a geisha. Okay, like the geisha will be here over what I'm saying. I'm definitely gonna draw a geisha, just like I drew a sumo in the other episode. Oni-chan, I hear back in the day, Maiko were girls around 10 years old. Is that true? That is what they say. 10 years old, they started that young? Yeah, because Maiko and Geiko would play instruments at banquets and sing and dance. They were like flowers, used to add life to a party, and men of high standing and rank would come to them. So in order to keep them from offending anyone, they received strict instruction and discipline and manners from a very young age. That's the kind of system it was. So for all its beauty, their world was a harsh one too. Yes, but these days it's been as problematic to make children work so hard. Nowadays they can't begin Maiko training until they finish school. I saw on TV before that there are fewer and fewer women who want to be Maiko these days. I guess that's true in all countries. Jobs that were started long ago are gradually declining. It's too bad, I guess, but yeah. Motoko's kind of like, yeah? What were you trying to say, dude? And then Akira's like, but when the TV said that there were people, that more people wanted to do it nowadays compared to before, but they say that training is so strict that many people just up and quit. Just because you want it doesn't mean you'll succeed. But Maiko and Geiko are part of an amazing culture. There must be more people who want to carry it on. That's it. As long as we're here, why don't we call a Geiko-san tonight? And dude, we're not gonna call a Geiko over what? Unfortunately, that's not possible. Huh? Why not? These girls will refuse first-time customers. Most people have to be referred by an existing customer. I see. There are some exceptions lately. I hear there are some events where you can hire a Geiko for a brief period of time. But it probably takes a lot of money, right? I see, I guess that's true. I don't know how much money we're talking here, but I'd really like to know. Like, if you want, like, to have a fancy dinner in maybe one of these restaurants and, like, book or hire out the restaurant for you and your friends only to be in it, how much would a Geiko actually be? Does anybody know? If you know how much a Geiko would be for an evening, leave me a comment and I'll get right to replying to you. When you say it like that, I can tell you're really upset about it. I told you I was joking. I don't think you were... Aki-chan, I'm joking. I don't want a prostitute. Anyway, as long as we're here, we should stop by the Yasaka Shrine and then go back to our hotel. And then we're like, hi! Let's get Google Translate to say hi. Hi. Go on.
はい。
Hi. Let's get her to say yari yari. Yari yari.
半々。
Oh god.
ため息。
Yeah, Tamiki. We visited the Yasuka Shrine, which was beautiful. Our hotel might be more humble than the halls where Geiko perform, but it is still a nice place. The food in Kyoto tastes completely different from the food in Tokyo too. Kyoto was a nice place, not at all inferior to Tokyo. Just one day doesn't seem like enough to experience it all. But tomorrow I go back to Tokyo, and in 3 days' time I go home. I've got to make the most of Japan in the time I've got left. Oh, so we're feeling a little bit sad because we have to go home. And it's the start of day 5, so I'm going to end this episode here. We're waking up, it's another beautiful day. We didn't die in our sleep, which is always a good thing. Yeah, so join me in the next episode of Deppresso Plays Go Nippon, Panty Panty Fong Fong, Sunshine Superstar 24/7 Cheesecake Hamburger. I don't know, what am I going to title this video? Probably just a really boring title. But we're going to have that dirty thumbnail that's going to get everybody to click it. Because my commentary is absolutely shit. But if you enjoyed the video, do feel free to share, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I mean, it does make a big difference right now, because on my channel I only have 24 subscribers. I'm saying only, but I do care about each and every one of my subscribers. Like, I really actually do. Especially the comments. Whenever I get a comment, like, I've had one nice comment that I can remember, and the rest of them have just been comments saying something about the video, but I've had one nice compliment comment, and dude, like, that made my week. Like, really, like, that whole week I was thinking, like, dude, somebody actually likes the videos I'm making, and that's what this is all about. This is totally just about, you know, like, making videos, trying to entertain people, and maybe trying to share some of my comedy with the world, and a little bit of my knowledge as well, because in a few of the videos I feel like I've shared enough knowledge to actually know something about the subject. And I don't know, I'm kind of rambling here, but yeah, join me in the next episode. Maybe I'll have my head on straight. I'm kind of getting a little bit emotional, like, talking about that. Like, Jesus, why am I, like, I'm almost, like, tearing up a little bit. Because this is, like, 104 videos, and I haven't had a single bad comment. Like, nobody has said anything bad. And it feels really good when nobody said anything bad. I think I've had a few dislikes on videos, and really I can't blame you. Like, if the audio quality, if the commentary, if the video is bad, sure, just, you know, go ahead and dislike it. Like, I don't take it personally. But yeah, the few good comments I've had, like, they really make all the difference. They really, really do. And I'm grateful for every view, every page view, every hit, every favourite, every like, everything like that. I'm totally grateful. Like, I really do enjoy reading comments, especially the comments I get on Steam, because I do post these videos on Steam, which is something that I'm not sure other YouTubers do. But I post these directly to the community page for Go Nippon, and I'm going to make sure and do that with every episode. Like, I've done it for the last 18, 19 episodes, and I'm going to make sure to do that, because the community there is better than the community on YouTube. The community there knows that it has to say something constructive. Like, it's not like the community on YouTube where it's kind of half anonymous. Like, Barack Obama is can be changed to, that could be your name could be Barack Obama, and you're obviously not Barack Obama. Whereas on Steam, it's linked to your games, it's linked to everything, so you can't really be racist and just say stupid stuff. So yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling again. This has been like 3 minutes of rambling. Just go to the next video. Leave me alone. I really am feeling a little bit emotional after saying that. Like, just because it has been so many videos. I mean, this journey started like 4.5 months ago, and it's looking positive. It looks like, I mean, I've made a lot of changes. I've bought a lot of equipment. I've set up a lot of like free time to this. Like, you're probably talking over 200 hours of free time, maybe more, maybe like 300 hours towards making these videos. And it's all for you guys. It's all for the people who watch them. And hopefully one day this channel does get 1,000 views every video. Hopefully it does happen. I'm not going to be sad if it doesn't, but hopefully it does. Like, I would like to be one of those people who uploads a video and has 200, 300 viewers each video. when one of my videos got 800 viewers, like, I was like over the moon, like overjoyed. I think the first episode of this series had something like 1,000 viewers, or has it right now, and I was over the moon, like mind was completely blown. And I think I have like 7 likes on that video. Just makes all the difference. So yeah, emotional. Thanks for watching, and do whatever you feel like. I'm not going to force you to subscribe or like. I can't do that. Just do whatever you feel like.